Here with Lisa, and it's really exciting to watch her trainings. I remember when I trained with you at Santai, you were literally always the hardest working person in the gym, which was really inspiring for me. So today I had the chance a little bit to clinch with her and see her training right before you leave for Bangkok. You're gonna fight Friday at the ONE Lumpinee Show, so how do you feel?
Excited and really nervous. So like we were saying before, the last week I think is always the hardest because you're a little bit tired and you're ready to kind of get fight camp over and done with, but it's more thinking to yourself like, am I ready? Have I done everything I could? But now I've just got to think the work is done and I've just got to try my best on Friday and hope for the best.
From what I've seen, you've been working really hard and I'm sure you're ready, so I'm really excited to see you fight. So your past 2 fights for ONE Lumpinee, you won?
Yeah, won both of those. The first one I won by KO within like a minute and 30 seconds and I got the bonus. The second one I went all 3 rounds, but it was with a heavier opponent. We took it a bit heavier weight, but this fight is back down to 110 pounds. So I feel more confident in the sense that it's at the weight that I fight at and not heavier.
Okay, that's amazing. What does a regular training day for you look like?
So in the morning I'll wake up about 5:30, go running at 6. We do 7 kilometers, come back and do 10 sprints. And then we'll come back and we'll jump knee for 3 rounds. 3 rounds of 4 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Jump knee. And then I'll hit pads with Manasak, sometimes 3 rounds, sometimes 4 rounds. It depends on how he's feeling.
Yeah.
And then it will just kind of end with a little bit of conditioning, weight training or a circuit. But then other days, we'll wake up, we'll go running, do the sprints, jump knee, and then maybe we'll clinch or spar. So it really depends on like kind of what mood he's in, if he wants to make you have pain or not. Really. But then closer to the fight, we sort of taper it off and come down. And then again, we'll start in the afternoon at about 4 o'clock, and that will start with a 4K run. Come back and then we'll shadow box for 4 rounds. And then hit pads for 4 rounds, and then we'll clinch for about 20 minutes. If there's not that many of us, we'll clinch for longer. So, and then after we're finished with jump knee, and then again weight training to finish off. And then on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays we have boxing sparring incorporated into that. And then sparring on the days he feels like. He doesn't really like to do sparring too much, just because he knows people get hurt quite easily. So if you do spar, he's like on you. He doesn't need to like hurt each other, hurt your training partners or jeopardize anything for the fight.
Yeah. Wow, that's mind-blowing. How much can you train? We're talking about recovery, like how do you recover? Because the morning session is already so exhausting for your body, so how do you recover in between sessions?
I nap a lot. I will sleep for about an hour and a half minimum every day. And I ice bath a lot before. Like I feel like it's been like trial and error again with the recovery, but I always ice bath, have protein shakes, sleep. And to be fair, if we are really tired and Manasak can see we're tired, maybe I'll lose like 2 kilos in 2 days, which is really a lot for someone of my size. We'll go through the IV drip for hydration. And that'll put me on like 1.5 kilos, and I always feel better like that.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so we always bear that in mind as well. But then maybe on a Wednesday, instead of hitting pads, I'll do 200 kicks, just a speed kicks, and then shadow box and just finish off. So like Wednesday and Saturdays in the mornings are probably a little bit harder, just so we can recover again for the afternoon. Because if you keep going like that, it's hard. And then after the fight, I will always have like a minimum of 4 days off, minimum like out the gym, and then I will come back and I will slowly build it up, because I think for like longevity, you need to be like that. Otherwise, if you just always go, you'll burn out.
Find that balance, Okay, so for your last week, can you run us through your last week? Tomorrow you leave for Bangkok, and then you said you have to go to the hospital to check everything.
With ONE Championship, they fly you down on the Tuesday night, and then Wednesday they take you to a private hospital and they check for COVID, your eyes, pregnancy test, ECG. They've got to kind of go through everything with you, so you don't really get much time to train. And then you can relax Wednesday night, and then Thursday it will be check weight, hydration check as well, because you can't be dehydrated. And then like kind of like pictures and a standoff with your opponent, and then ready for the fight Friday.
So, do you feel comfortable sharing a little bit about your fight strategy for this fight?
Yeah, if you don't release it before.
No, of course not.
This girl, she's very sharp. She's more boxing style, amateur boxing style. So her footwork fast. And I think with her, she'll wait to counter me. She'll wait for me to kick, and she'll try and hit me. She'll wait for me to punch, and she'll bounce off and punch. So if we were fighting her 5 rounds Muay Thai, I would go clinching. I would clinch her 5 rounds. But obviously with ONE Championship, you have to bear in mind how they score, which is aggression and damage, and not really clinching. So for this fight, it's going to be more elbow. I'm going to have to elbow her a lot, and if I do kick her, I have to have like lean back make sure the distance away because she's a bit shorter than me. And again, counter her. So when she goes to counter me, then I have to counter her and move off. So that's kind of it. But with one championship, it's kind of, you try it in the first round like any fight, and then if it works, it works. If it doesn't, you have to change the plan as it goes on. So, yeah.
Perfect, that sounds amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. It was really interesting to see some insight of your training schedule, and well, I wish you all the best. I'm a huge fan of Lisa, so check out her fight and wish you all the best.